conflict.
After acknowledging that the Jewish population in France is facing difficult times, veteran diplomat Avi Pazner told IBA's Marco Dukevich that the Israeli government is not yet prepared to cope with a massive wave of immigration from the European nation.
They are passing through a very tough time. And I know that they feel the pressure. They feel the pressure. They have felt the pressure for a long time. But now, after this terrible attack against the kosher supermarket and the 4 dead who were buried in Jerusalem, a lot of French Jews think that maybe their future is not in France. That maybe the problem in France is difficult to solve because there is an immense Muslim minority, maybe 8 to 10% of the population. There is a nice Jewish community, but not the same numbers, and they feel under pressure. So a lot of them think about their future. Some, of course, will like to remain in France. Some will want to come to Israel. Some may want to go to other countries. But something is happening within this community.
Now, many French Jews have fallen victim to anti-Semitic attacks, particularly in the past year. Some claim the French government has not done enough to combat these attacks. Do you agree with that?
We have to be very fair with the French government. The French government has a very firm attitude against anti-Semitism. But maybe they did not take the threat in all its seriousness. Okay. I give you an example, not about this French government. The previous socialist French government, when Chirac was president and Jospin was prime minister. I'm speaking about the early 2000s during the second Intifada, right. Okay? 2000, 2004. Jews came under attack in France. Synagogues were burned. Schools were rampaged. Pupils were attacked, not murdered. It was not a terrorist kind of action like we see today. It was more what I can call the classic anti-Semite attacks against Jews. And then the French government, oddly enough, said those are not anti-Semitic actions. These are actions of punks and of delinquents, and they did not want for 3 or 4 years to describe the action against the Jews as anti-Semitic. Now the situation is different. This government, and also the Sarkozy government, but also this government of President Hollande, they speak very forcefully against anti-Semitism. And they want to fight anti-Semitism. The big problem is, can they really achieve results? I mean, this is the big question that the French Jews think. They know that, yeah, the government is friendly, wants to do things. Is it able, when you have so many nests of anti-Semitism, are they able to do really something about it? And here comes the question mark. Should we stay in France or should we leave?
Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu and other Israeli officials have called on French Jews to make Aliyah to Israel at the disdain of the French government. Do you think we'll witness a sharp rise in Aliyah of French Jews to Israel because of the recent events?
Yeah, I think we are going to see a very sharp rise in the Aliyah of Jews. Look, already in 2014, the number has doubled. In 2013, there were 3,500 Jews who made the Aliyah from France, which is also a nice number. In 2014, there were 7,000. And France came on top of the list of Aliyah before the Olim of the ex-Soviet Union. Number 1, France. I can foresee that in 2015, we are going to see between 10 and 15,000 Jews coming here. This is already almost a mass aliyah. And we have to be ready for that. And I'm afraid we are not ready for that. We have to find housing. We have to find jobs, ulpanim, to study Hebrew. Here, I think, okay, the government is now busy with elections, but there are things which are more important than elections. And for example, Aliyah is more important, and successful integration is more important, okay? And I think there should be at the government level somebody who thinks, okay, in the next few months we are going to see many, many, many thousands of Jews coming. How are we going to deal with that? This is very important.
German Chancellor Angela